You know, in my studio here in Denver, I hear these comments a lot. Things like, I've noticed I'm not as stable on my feet and I think I need to improve my balance. Or I went to my doctor and he tested me and he said I need to be working on my balance and suggested Tai Chi. Or, my kids, I'm going to the mall with them and they say, Mom, you're stumbling, you're not stable. What's up? You need to start working on your balance. Let's find something for you. And Tai Chi is proven to improve balance. It's the number one reason that I see people coming in here, why they want to start Tai Chi. And that's a wonderful thing. I don't want you to think about balance as being completely still and just staring at an object on the wall. We were taught that a long time ago, and in some respects it works. But we really need to have movement balance, and that's where Tai Chi shines. Movement balance is all about a symphony of things coming together, rooted and grounded, moving from the Dantian, and actually keeping our eyes on the horizon. So as we do some movement today and we focus on the basics of balance, I want you to think about these underlying principles and then apply them to your everyday movement when you're in the mall, when you're in the grocery store, wherever. If you're doing pickleball, you can actually apply your Tai Chi to keep you more balanced in your sports as well. So let's look at a movement called Pheasant Stands first. And I'm going to turn towards the mirror. What I want you to first light string from the crown of your head. And just let your body fall naturally into alignment. This is actually very important in the establishment of our columns. We're not stiff in our columns and stiff in our posture. We're naturally suspended and in a good alignment with our own body. There's no such thing as a perfect body. So now with Pheasant Stands, I want you to bring your weight over to this right column. Think about this left side being empty. Then bring your weight over to the left and let your right side be empty. So now remember I said it's a symphony of things going on. Not only are we thinking about our columns, but now we're thinking about our substantial and our insubstantial, our empty and full, if you will. If we're on our right side, this is our full side. Left side is empty. Bring the weight over to the left, and the left is full, the right is empty. Now, with this right leg being empty, I just want you to lift and bring your elbow towards your knee. If you can't lift and be stable, that's okay. Just keep this right leg empty. This can be Pheasant Stands. Your toe touching can be Pheasant Stands. Now bring your weight over to the right. Let this left leg be completely empty and then try to lift. You're actually moving from the Dantian also, the Dantian being 2 inches in from the belly button, 2 inches down. When you bring your weight over to the left and your right leg becomes empty, you're not lifting from the leg necessarily, you're lifting from your Dantian. Think about just contracting, lifting from the Dantian and letting it come down. Try that again just on the right side. Good. Then bring it over to the right. Let the left leg be empty. Contract from that Dantian and lift. You can bring that arm in sequence with the leg as well. There's one more thing going on in this symphony is you're rooted and grounded. Remember, you're suspended from the crown of your head, but allowing those columns to be straight, but that column goes right into the ground and you feel your foot in contact with the ground. Now this supporting leg is not straight, like locked straight. It's straight, but with a soft bend. That column is still nice and straight. My shoulder is in harmony with my hips, and I can lift this empty leg very easily. So that's pheasant stands. Now, obviously I'm just standing on one leg. At that point, I'm not actually moving forward. If we use our chi walking, then we can think about our symphony of movement as well. I'm going to step back this way. And with our chi walking, still think about being suspended from the crown of your head. Still think about having your stance lowered just a touch so that your knees are soft. Stepping forward on the left, test that left, and then rock back. Now, turning your body slightly, bring your weight all the way onto that left. Let your right leg become completely empty, and then step forward, heel to toe, rocking forward, rocking back, bringing all the weight onto that right. My columns are intact, my shoulders are in harmony with my hips, my head is suspended, my eyes stay on the horizon. I'm not looking down at my feet. And then I step forward. So this movement with chi walking, just practicing chi walking and feeling our weight shift, that's substantial and insubstantial, is a great way to practice. Now clearly we're going very slowly and we don't move that way naturally, but teaching your body how to distinguish clearly between empty and full actually helps you in your everyday movement. We're going to put this together with a movement called brush knee. If you have your weight on the right, left leg is empty. Think about being suspended from the crown of your head. Let your right leg be a little bit soft. You're going to hold the ball to the right, step forward with the left, bring a little bit of weight to that left. Brush this left hand across and the right hand comes out. Now, if we do this in coordination, it's very tempting to go like this, but that is not in alignment, right? You're actually off balance if you do that. You want to keep your, turn this way again, you want to keep your shoulders above your hips. You're moving forward, yes, you understand that there's a little bit more weight on this left than there is on the right, but your dantian is the leader. You're moving from that dantian, just allowing your movement to go this far. If you do your brush knee, thinking about that alignment, also think about being rooted and grounded. Lower your center of gravity just a touch. You don't want to be up like this. This is actually, you're a high profile vehicle. You're going to be blown over. Whereas if you lower your center of gravity by bending just a little bit, then you're more stable. You also want to make sure that your stance is wide enough, that it's not a narrow stance with one foot right in front of the other. This is going to keep you more balanced. Feeling that substantial and insubstantial change. Now all my weight comes onto that left leg, just like chi walking, so that I can move forward with my right. Moving from my dantian, bringing your weight onto that right, step forward with the left. Movement is not always forward. Sometimes we have to move backwards. And in Tai Chi, we move backwards with repulse the monkey. If I come up to the mirror here and I have my left foot forward and I want to step backwards, I have to make sure that this foot is down before I can actually turn. If I try to turn without having that foot, I'm going to be off balance, without having that foot grounded. We want to move from the dantian. We want to figure out where our weight is so that our movement can be balanced. We still have to think about our columns and being suspended from the crown of our head. If you have your left foot forward, bring your weight back to the right. Let that left leg become empty. Touch that toe, and now just turn. Now bring your weight back to the left. Bring that right foot back and turn. Focusing on being balanced. Even if you know how to do repulse the monkey, just do your feet and think about being balanced. When we add our hands, it's actually very tempting to lean back like this. And now my columns are not intact. I've shifted my weight back, but improperly. We want to shift back from the dantian, keeping our shoulders in harmony with our hips, rooted and grounded, and turn. Then repulse the monkey becomes very easy. With those one-legged movements like kick, smash, and box the ears, pheasant stands, all of these symphony of movements have to come in, symphony of principles have to come into play. It's not about being able to stand perfectly still and kick, smash, and box the ears. It's about remembering I'm suspended, yet grounded. I know where my weight is. I can move from my dantian to move forward. All of these pieces come together in a beautiful pattern. It's not just about staring at something on the wall. Let's do kick, smash, and box the ears together. Bring your weight over to the left. Lifting from the dantian, that right leg is empty. Lift, then kick, smash. Now lower your center of gravity so your heel can come to the floor. Moving forward from the dantian, box the ears. I'll turn this direction. Notice this leg is slightly bent. Lift, kick, smash. Now lower your center of gravity, touching that heel to the floor, moving from your dantian. Just let your arms just kind of float out. They don't have to force forward. When you're balanced in your movement, you're not falling forward. When you're walking, if you're falling forward, think about, where am I moving from? Am I moving from my shoulders and my head? That's not how I'm supposed to be moving. They're supposed to be in alignment, and I'm supposed to move from my dantian. That's the part of keeping the eyes on the horizon as well. Whereas if we lean forward and look down so that we're making sure our steps are right, we're actually causing our energy to go forward so that we fall forward. We don't want to do that. We want to move in a balanced symphony so that we avoid falling, right? Let's put these simple movements into a form and help you practice that movement balance. So this is not a traditional Tai Chi form. This is a balance form. It's called the Basics of Balance, and it uses those movements that we were just working on. Again, stand nice and tall, take a good deep breath in. Breathing it out, sinking down. Bringing the weight over to the right, open left. Centering your weight. Preparation. Bringing your weight over to the right, lift that left knee. Bringing the weight over to the left, lift the right knee. Remember, lifting from the Dantian. And then doing both knees one more time. Then bringing your weight to the right, stepping out with brush knee left. Feeling that weight shift so that you can step forward, brush knee right. Keeping your shoulders in harmony with your hips, keeping your eyes on the horizon. Brush knee left. One more, brush knee right. Bringing that weight all the way onto the right and lifting that left into Pheasant Stands. Then Pheasant Stands right. Then Pheasant Stands left. Remember that supporting leg needs to be slightly bent. And then stepping back, making sure you're rooted and grounded before you turn with Repulse the Monkey. Let that right leg become empty. Stepping back. Let the left leg become empty. One more. Letting that weight come to the right, we're actually going to step forward with the left with high pat on horse. Then we'll bring that left foot back, kick, smash, and box the ears. Lowering that center of gravity, moving from the Dantian. Then kick, smash, and box the ears on the other side. Then bringing your weight all the way over to the left, step out, deflect, intercept and punch. Pushing chi. Bring your weight all the way up onto that left, open up, return the tiger to the mountain, and close. So thinking about balance as not a stationary, stiff thing, thinking about it as a movement of a graceful balance, stable, you can't use the word that you're trying to describe, but balance is a symphony of a lot of things happening. It's not just one thing where you're staring at a wall and you're trying to be as still as possible. You need to be able to move in your life and remain balanced. So if you learn and you practice your Tai Chi and practice applying those underlying principles, columns, substantial and insubstantial, being rooted and grounded, moving from your Dantian and noticing where your eyes are, keeping them on the horizon. All of that will help you be more balanced, because if you practice it with your movement in Tai Chi, you're going to be able to translate that to your movement just around your house, even going up and down your stairs, going out into your garage, mowing your lawn. All of these things can be translated from Tai Chi into your regular life. So the Basics of Balance is one of our daily series, and the daily series is all available on our video membership site. You can go to taichisystem.com and click on Learn Tai Chi Online, and you can have access to the Basics of Balance at any time you want it. The daily series has 3 videos: Basics of Balance, Basics of Stress Relief, and Wake Up with Tai Chi. All of these have been very popular with our Open the Door community. So if you want to practice, I encourage you to join that video membership site and learn to balance in your movement, not just in standing still.